Hi, my name is Mrs. Chapman, and I am the school librarian at the Westinghouse Campus Library. This video is about library tools for your next research project. So in today's video, we're going to go over exploring the databases, specifically the GALE databases, and introducing SORA, our e-reading app. So what is a database? A database is an organized collection of data, in this case, articles from journals, usually stored electronically. You can have a database of anything. I have an Excel spreadsheet with my family's home addresses in it. A gradebook is a form of a database. Today, we're talking about databases for research. These databases contain articles from magazines, newspapers, and scholarly journals. Why would I want to use a database instead of just searching on Google? Well, databases are not free. Luckily, we have access in the New York City Department of Education and also from our public library systems who purchase the access for us. Because they are costly, they can afford to pay folks to verify the information is accurate and reliable and update things regularly. You may find some opinion articles or letters to the editor, but you will also find peer-reviewed articles from scholarly journals. When we say scholarly journals, we mean publications for professionals. For example, the New England Journal of Science. In order to publish in this scholarly journal, your work must be reviewed by other professionals in your field. You can't just get published because you're internet famous or because you have a lot of followers on Twitter. For all these reasons, databases are the best place to go for your research. The databases we subscribe to are from the company GALE. GALE is available anywhere in the state of New York. It should automatically authenticate your location, but if not, the password is book123. It's lowercase and a couple slides later. When you're on GALE, you can type your search directly into the toolbar, but I want to warn you that it's not as good at predicting what you mean to say if you spell a word incorrectly. I'm going to use the drop-down menu to select my term in just a moment. Book 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to search for the Triangle Shirtwaist Fire Company. You will see that there are different types of content. There are reference articles, images, audio, magazines, and news. Reference will get me secondary sources or people who are writing about something that happened before. Images and news might get me primary sources of people who were there at the time of the event. Depending on what kind of information you are looking for, you might want to narrow down your search. So images will get me images of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory fire from when it happened. So this is 1910, which is prior to the fire that happened in 1911. Reference articles will get me articles that have to do with what happened. They may still have some primary sources, but they are summarizing it for us later. In addition to being current and reliable, databases also provide a number of accessibility features. I can change the size of the font or text. I can translate the article into another language. I can have the audio read aloud to me with the text. I can highlight and make notes. And then I can save the article by sending it to myself in an email. The database also provides a citation that I can use for my bibliography or works cited page. I can select this, right-click and copy it, and paste it right into my work. If you want even more databases, you can search the public library system. In this case, the Brooklyn Public Library. You can get an e-card from the public library. More about all of the databases, including Brooklyn Public Library, is available on our school website under database links. So all of the databases you can use, the one we used today was Gale and Context Middle School. And then the information about the Brooklyn Public Library database is down here. I also wanted to talk to you about SORA. SORA is the New York City Department of Education's e-reading platform. You can read books and listen to audiobooks on a mobile device or right from your computer's web browser. Your account will sync on whichever device you are using. So you could read a book on your phone and then switch over to the computer and it will save your spot. You will need your New York City Department of Education email address to sign on to SORA. You should only need to do this once if you save your password, and then it should save your information if you're on a private computer. The only thing you need to get to log in or to get your login or to reset your password is your OSIS number. I'm going to go over a few different skills in SORA. We will review how to search and explore the homepage, how to preview a book, and how to read and listen to books and change the reading settings. Before we get started, I wanted to remind you of some FAQs. The search is very sensitive to spelling. If you aren't getting the results you want, try the author's name instead. Your books will be checked out for 2 weeks. You can return your books early, but if you forget, they will go back automatically. There are no fines and no fees for any books or anything at all on SORA. If you want to keep reading your book, you can renew it if no one else has it on hold. You can only have about 5 books out at a time, but you can put additional books on hold, or if there's a waiting list, if someone else is currently reading it. Like I mentioned before, all of your books will sync with all of your devices. It will even remember your place if you check out a book and then return it and then check it out again. So let's take a look. So when you go to the SORA page, it will prompt you to sign in with your New York City Department of Education login. I have mine saved on my computer, and it will take me to the Explore page. The Explore page shows me current curated collections. These are like a display that you would see in a library or a bookstore. For example, these are a collection of books that just recently won awards during the 2021 Youth Media Awards. I can view over 140 books that are right there. We are looking for a specific book today, so I'm going to use the search feature to look for the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory to find a book that goes along with my research. Like I said before, the search is very sensitive to spelling errors, so I want to make sure I check before I press enter. There is one book available called The Factory Girls. Before I check it out, I'm going to preview the book. Okay, so this is a blurb about the book, what you would usually find on the back cover or the inside flap. It tells you a little bit about the book itself. If I'm not sure if I want to read it yet, I can click Read Sample just to see if it has the kind of information that I'm looking for. I can use the arrow bars on my keyboard to shift, or if you're on a mobile device with a touchscreen, you can just swipe. All of the links in the table of contents are hyperlinks, so they will take you directly to a page. On the side, you will see search, chapters, bookmarks, reading settings, and tips and secrets. Actually, I've decided I am going to check out this book. So I'm going to go back and press borrow. The book automatically opens, and it also links to my shelf, which was at the bottom over here. So at the top, you can see I can read it in 1 column or 2 columns. I can search within the book, This is a bookmark to save my spot. And this gives me those other options. So let's do search. I want to do my research on Clara Lemlich. Oh, she is cited multiple times in this book. It looks like there are 8 times that her full name is used and 1 time where she's in a reference. So I don't have to read the entire book if I'm trying to do my research on Clara Lemlich and not necessarily the entire topic of the Triangle Shirtwaist Factory. So I can just read the section that I want. This will take me to the next time her name is mentioned, and again and again. I can see that she's mentioned in the chapter 8 for Union Girls. So that's from 214 to 240. So I don't need to read the whole book. I can just read a certain section of the book. The other thing I can do is I can change the settings of the book. So I can make the font bigger or smaller to make it easier for me to read on my device. I can also change the background color. Dark is particularly helpful if you are reading at night. And I can change the font if I prefer to read in a different font. Open Dyslexic is really an easy font to read. If I wanted to save the quote where I was on, I can highlight the term and make a note, save this quote for my research paper. Click done. So when I go back out, you can see all of my notes and highlights are saved here. I can use this button to download them. I can either copy them, download it as a PDF, or send it directly to Google Drive so that I can use this for my research. You'll notice the book also appears on my shelf. It shows that I have it due. I have it accessible for 13 days. And at that point, it will be automatically renewed. Whenever I want to come back to it, I can just click. I can look at all my notes and highlights, or I can continue reading it. So far today, we have explored databases as well as SORA. If you have any questions about today, please reach out to me. Our school library website is bit.ly/Westinghouse Campus Library, all squished together. Or you can email me at rchapman3@schools.nyc.gov or visit our virtual library Google Classroom. I'd be happy to help with any of your research questions, and good luck on your project.